Your Excellency, João Manuel Lourenço, President of the Republic of Angola and Chairperson of the African Union, Your Excellency, Therese Drew, Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, and incoming Chair of the Caribbean Community, Your Excellency Abiy Ahmed Ali, Prime Minister of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, and Your Excellencies, Head of State and Government, Your Excellencies, Heads of Regional and International Organizations, Excellencies, Ministers, Ambassadors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure and distinct honor to welcome you to the gala dinner on the occasion marking the successful conclusion of the second Africa CARICOM Summit, an Africa Climate Summit scheduled to commence tomorrow. Your Excellencies, what a better time to hold two critical issues of importance for Africa, issues that have long been concerns and a source of indignation in our collective quest for reparatory justice and climate action. For the first time in over 6 decades, we Africans and Caribbeans have come together to chart out our collective path forward. History was made when Kenya virtually hosted the first ever African CARICOM Summit in 2021. Thank you for that, Kenya. Thank you, President William Ruto. This renewed partnership is reignited by two of our leaders, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and Prime Minister Maya Motley of Barbados. Allow me to extend my profound thanks to these leaders and to the Chairperson of the AU Commission and Secretary General of the CARICOM for their initiatives and keeping alive the spirit of our unity and purpose. Excellencies, the bond connecting Africa and the Caribbean is like an umbilical cord that helps in nurturing the birth of Pan-Africanism. Let me mention a couple of pivotal moments in our shared history. Immediately after the glorious victory of the Battle of Adwa in 1896, Dr. Benito Sylvain, a Haitian journalist and a diplomat, traveled to Ethiopia to congratulate Emperor Menelik II. That was indeed a daring journey in an era of limited connectivity. He later served as the Emperor's assistant representing both Haiti and Ethiopia at the Pan-African Conference in the year 1900 in London. He convened the first Pan-African Conference with Henry Sylvester Williams from the Trinidad and Tobago, Thomas Joseph from Sierra Leone, and many others, and the fire that consumed the shackles of colonialism in the years to follow. And then after, there was Dr. Joseph Vitalian from Guadeloupe. The first 2 hospitals in Ethiopia, established in 1903 and in 1909, were led by this Caribbean doctor. Dr. Joseph was affectionately called here in Ethiopia the Hakim with healing hands. At a time when physicians were predominantly white, 2 pioneering black men, an Ethiopian by the name of Hakim Workana, and Dr. Joseph taught us that we are also masters of modern medicine. Excellencies, the second African Caribbean Summit is therefore a quest to preserve, modernize, and enhance the continuum of our centuries-old partnership, while we pursue reparatory justice, we must also aspire in nurturing unity and solidarity. Therefore, in our pursuit to build unity, progress, and development, Africans and Caribbeans must call upon each other best minds. Such partnership will surely chart the path to triumph over the horrors that we faced for over 5 centuries. We owe a debt of gratitude to our ancestors, shackled in the dungeons of the sea coasts and perched in the wrecks of slave ships. Their plight for freedom is not lost in vain and buried beneath the ocean bed, because here we are. Excellencies, the climate crisis presents a grave and shared threat to our regions. A decade after the Paris Agreement, we are dangerously off track, primarily due to the failure to commit to predictable and accessible climate finance. To secure a sustainable future, we must move beyond empty plates and ensure that funds are delivered to those who need them most. And I'm confident that the second African Climate Summit will be informed by the same spirit. It is also fitting that these important summits are happening here in Ethiopia as we prepare to inaugurate the Great Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. The GERD will generate over 5,000 megawatts of renewable electricity, enough to power homes, schools, and industries. This brings us closer to address energy poverty in Ethiopia, across East Africa, and beyond. As we gather this evening in the spirit of fraternity and friendship, we shall celebrate the adoption of the Addis Ababa Declaration on Transcontinental Partnership in pursuit of reparatory justice for Africans and people of African descent. Let this mark a new chapter in our quest for renewal and shared progress. I thank leaders, the Secretariat, global stakeholders, experts, and champions of Pan-Africanism for turning this into reality. Before I conclude, let me recite the great poet Aimé Césaire from one of the Caribbean island, Martinique. In his prolific poetry, 1966, he expressed his cries and anguishes as follows. My friends, the situation is tragic. Beneath our soil, we have left only 70 years of iron and only 50 years of cobalt. But what of the 55 years of sulfur, 20 years of bauxite in the heart? Nothing, zero. Mines without veins, caves where no man moves, of blood, not a drop left. Tonight, I believe we give a new answer to the plight and the anguish that our ancestors sustained for too long. Now is the time to command our strategic resources and minerals, foster green development and innovation, harness shared technology, nurture decades of joint advancement, and an everlasting partnership in our hearts with full vigor and spirit. For all we aspire to fulfill, as I raise my glance, Excellencies, if there is one, I would like to propose a toast for our unity and solidarity, again, for all we aspire to fulfill. I say, Viva Africa, Viva Caribbean. I thank you.